am absolutely furious. I am absolutely filled with rage that this was going on. Reason number 3, that he's a piece of human excrement. I like it. He's a pervert.
That adds the seriousness.
It does.
Yeah.
He's an absolute pervert. So this isn't just hearsay. I should say this. Let me be clear. I think he's a sexual deviant.
Okay.
I also think after looking into him that he is.
Personal opinion. I can't declare it. You can label this misinformation if you want. Just to be clear. All right. So here's why I think so. 2010, Yoel Roth posted a link to a story titled, "Can High School Students Ever Meaningfully Consent to Sex with Their Teachers?" Spoiler alert, maybe. You can go read it. 2012, Roth tweeted out, "I enjoy having the kinds of meetings where Googling, quote, gay bareback porn is considered academic work." 2015, Roth actually wrote this regarding the future of porn at Twitter. Quote, "Twitter will live to porn another day. Thing I just yell out loudly at work."
Hilarious.
Unbelievable. All right, so these are the tweets on his personal account. Do you know that he had a secret dirty account? Not kidding. Not making this up. He had a
dirtier.
Well, he called it his dirty account. For him, this is normal everyday language that he would use around anybody, including children.
Did he have a silly boy account?
He had a silly boy account. It was called Otterific.
Otterific?
At Otterific. So if anybody on the
I feel like you're saying that flippantly.
Nope.
And otter probably means something horrible. That
It probably does. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought it was autorific. Then made perfect sense. So
Yes.
it's otter.
Autoerotic.
Yeah.
It's probably sick and disgusting.
His name is my name too.
Cannot comprehend.
I see.
But that account and all of the tweets have been wiped.
Really?
So what we're hoping.
Why are you telling me about this? I've been doing research for the last 48 hours. Why are you telling me about? How did I not know about Otterific?
I'm just saying, Otterific. He made a couple of comments in some of his tweets about having this other account, and there's some really interesting tweets that.
All right, send it to us, control room.
But I'm just saying,
it's been taken down so they can see if they can find it. And Otter is a gay man who is very hairy all over his body, but is smaller in frame and weighs considerably less than a bear.
That doesn't make any sense. Otters are smooth.
Well, that is weird.
I mean, I get they're mammals.
The ones I've met certainly are.
I get they're mammals,
Right.
so technically there's hair. Do you think of otters as hairy?
Yeah, no.
Nope.
But I get it.
I just thought of them as cute.
Yes.
I've never touched an otter, to be honest.
In Santa Claus is Coming to Town, he even says, "He's as slippery as a seal," which is, let's just be honest, it's another otter.
Yeah.
I thought a seal was,
It's just a bigger otter.
But
I know they're not the same thing.
I don't know much
we think
about
he's
nature.
dirty on this. He creates an entirely separate
one with
account
a
so he
club
can
and
let
made a
his
coat.
freak flag fly. That's what this guy's doing.
Yeah, well, here's something else. Again, why I think he's a sexual deviant.
Yeah.
Now, those are tweets, and you can say, people drunk tweet all the time. Sure, you can tell by the typos. Here's his PhD thesis was titled Gay Data, and in it, he said that minors he advocated for minors to be on gay dating websites.
Oof.
Here's some quotes. "It's worth considering how, if at all, the current generation of popular sites of gay networked sociability might fit into an overall queer social landscape that increasingly includes individuals under the ages of 18.
Minors. Read that as minors. Yeah. Individuals under the age of 18.
you were saying
I get it, Yoel. Minors.
I think individuals under the age of 18 sounds worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it sounds worse.
Whatever focus group you ran sucks. Who'd you hire? Frank Luntz and his stupid sneakers and toupee?
Also, I love the way that he tries to sound smart by the words he chose, but he
Yes.
just sounds like a bigger fucking idiot. Pardon my language. My God.
And he forgets to put a plural on the word things.
Yeah.
Thing.
Sorry, HIV brain. So,
A plus.
rather than merely trying to absolve themselves of legal responsibility, or worse, trying to drive out teenagers entirely, which we know means teenagers under 18, service providers should instead focus on crafting safety strategies that can accommodate a wide variety of use cases for platforms like Grindr, including possibly their role in safely connecting queer young adults. I don't know why he sounds like the dentist from I'm Going to Be a Queer Dentist. We don't need any homo dolls.
Stop trying to have sex with kids.
Yes.
I would say that.
Is it that hard?
Grindr is a hookup
difficult.
app. That's
Yes.
all it is. It's a hookup app.
Do whatever you want as an adult.
Gay.
Stop.
Yeah.
Why is this so prevalent?
Well, and why do you think they hate conservatives and hated Donald Trump so much?
It's
and why do you think this
disgusting.
guy buried the Hunter laptop story?
Leave our kids
Sex with
alone. It's seriously just disgusting.
It's absolutely
I'm
disgusting.
so tired of seeing it. It's nonstop. Every time they leak one of these things out about any of these guys, anything. It always involves child. It's disgusting on every level.
It's absolutely disgusting. And this is also why it's important that we're able to talk about. Look, I get that this is not a pleasant topic to discuss.
Oh no, I'm not saying that I'm.
No, I get it. But I'm saying to people out there, look, they can't discuss this at church. We've talked about this in the past. Pastors go out and go, this is why I have a problem as a Christian going to church, and they'll say, oh, there's evil out there in the world. Why don't you name it? Why don't you name it? The evil, the Lord will. You're speaking in generalities. How about the head of Twitter Trust and Safety advocating for pederasty, advocating for sex with children? And then they'll be offended that we address the evil that we live. Look, you have people on the right who don't acknowledge the evil, and then you have the people engaging in the evil, and we're kind of in that in-between. I'm sorry it offends you. This person's a degenerate.
But your college thesis is based on how to make social media able to connect adults and children to have sex.
Yes.
So you get hired at a social media company to be in charge of safety. Just want to make sure that's clear.
That's some pretty good foreshadowing because it's going to come back.
Oh, good.
We are going to bring this tugboat back to shore.
Oh, just wanted to make sure that I heard that right.
And I want to make sure that you don't have an aneurysm because it gets bad.
Can I have a gun?
Yeah. Well, we have plenty, but no. If you kill yourself, do it with anything other than a Walther. I don't want to lose a sponsorship.
I don't think he wants to kill himself.
We have someone retweeting one of the Otterific tweets.
Oh, boy.
He said, muscle bear with beard hot.
Yeah.
Muscle bear with beard holding a child inexplicably hotter.
Holding a child. Muscle bear holding it. This is one of the tweets that I saw somebody else retweet. How about that?
Okay, don't take this as a threat of violence. If that is confirmed and that is real, someone saying holding a child is hotter, that's someone who, if they're ever near my children, is getting their ass kicked. Is that okay?
Yes.
Is that okay? Does that offend you more than a guy saying he's sexually aroused by a hairy gay man holding a child? He's getting the shit kicked out of him. And we're at a point where people are afraid of being demonetized. They're afraid of being removed if we say, hey, you want to sexualize children? You got an ass beating coming your way. How about this? I'll give you renounce it. Renounce the shit you just said about being aroused about it being erotic in a sexual context with a child. If you don't renounce it, if there aren't severe consequences for people like this, and I mean with the proper legal system, if they're around a child, they shouldn't be allowed within 100 yards of a child.
Electrocution. Yep. Lethal injection.
Right. Joking.
Well, like a bunch of Home Alone things. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, a bunch of
except how it really works when you're hit with a paint can. Yeah.
You just play the sound of children frolicking. It was the sound of a tool chest.
But you can't
coming down the playground stairs.
You can't even pretend that was something where you're like, but it's like a good father. It's this. You saying hotter because you're a pervert.
Because you're a pervert.
And this is also the problem with so many people being able to hide their identities. That's the biggest problem.
Yes. And by the way, mugclubforever.com, because God only knows what happens. Other people have to tiptoe around it, including, by the way, we're not just talking about liberals. Hopefully conservatives are ready out there to charge the hill. I don't want to see a conservative movement where you're concerned about being demonetized. We're concerned about being removed. And we can't have any kind of conservative movement where they're the enforcement arm of big tech because they tell you that we're not allowed to say what we just said. I don't think it's all that controversial. You sexualize children, you're a criminal. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, so that was in response. That tweet was in response to something he had posted about having a hotter profile picture, which means he's saying, this is hot. The profile picture you're posting, Yoel, is hotter. This isn't just him commenting that that's hotter. It's saying, hey, Yoel, I see that you just posted another profile picture. It's actually hotter than it was before because Yoel was actually on his Otterific saying, I just posted a much hotter picture for my profile. Like,
did we just read the response or was that
we
him?
just read the response to that. Yeah.
What was it that he said?
So that's what's not available anymore. He just hinted that he had done it.
So we can read the responses.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to read the way back.
There's got to be. I hope Elon seriously digs out. There's got to be a way to find that.
Elon knows because Elon made the comment about Yoel and he started all.
Well, this is what brings it. So during Roth's time at Twitter, and Elon talked about this. Child porn was a huge problem. We just had this last week, and this ties right back into Yoel.
Security was running it.
Yeah, Elon Musk said to a tweet about child porn on Twitter, it is a crime that they refused to take action on child exploitation for years. And then you had Jack Dorsey claiming that the story was false. Elon replied, When Ella Irwin, who now runs Trust and Safety, joined Twitter earlier this year, almost no one was working on child safety. I made it top priority immediately. Now, I know what people are going to say on the left because they want to obfuscate. He got rid of the department that had Trust and Safety. No, he got rid of the Trust and Safety department so he could actually enforce the laws regarding child pornography. Yeah. Because if the Trust and Safety department allows child pornography while throttling the Hunter Biden laptop story, it ceases to serve any relevance. So that's the switch they try and tell you. Elon Musk got rid of the child trust and say he's allowing child. No. He is going after and has been publicly attacking previous heads of councils at Twitter for abetting child pornography. And he's putting his money where his mouth is. This is really important. Don't let people fool you into believing that Elon shut down that department. Now, here's what happens, right?
Shouldn't that be number one, and that's what he made it? It should have been number one before, and it's why he made it number one now.
Yes.
That should be the top priority of any security for an internet site, I would assume, for a social media site.
Yes, absolutely. You deserve the full brunt of the law if you do not get rid of child pornography on social media. I would think, hey, this is the whole myth of common ground.
There's no common ground.
We talk about dreamers. We talk about kids who come here and they're no fault of their own. What about dreamers? And they should get, we should get a citizenship. Hold on a second. Before we get to common ground, hey, what about saying child porn is bad? Well, I would say it, but my college thesis that, no common ground. I have plenty of friends. I could use a few enemies. Screw you. Now, here's the thing. Elon Musk went after Twitter for this. He was very public about it. I just read you the tweets, right? Now, let me ask you this. This is a tweet. It is a crime that they refuse to take action on child exploitation for years. Okay. Does that sound like a threat? Does that sound like a call to violence?
No.
No, because guess who gets to play the victim? Roth. Because even though he's a white cis male, Elon Musk is a white heterosexual cis male. So here we go back to that. And so he said that he may have to, he had to flee his home due to what CNN described. Again, CNN is in this incestuous relationship as, quote, an escalation in threats resulting, not Elon Musk, resulting from Musk's campaign of criticism against him. You mean there's been an escalation of threats resulting from Elon Musk's campaign of criticizing someone who actively promoted and wrote a thesis on supporting child pornography? We feel bad for the child porn guy? You wanted to oust Clarence Thomas because he made a joke about a pube on his can of Coke, and it was a very funny joke. All of America wrote down in their journal, he told a funny joke today. This guy's telling people that child porn should be acceptable, and we're supposed to feel bad for him? Come on, guys. There's not going to be a civilization left to protect unless you put your foot down. Look behind you. That's where you were supposed to hold the line. We're not looking to get removed from YouTube. We're not looking to get removed from big tech. But if it means speaking out against child porn peddlers, all references available at LetterWithCrowder.com, I am willing to accept the results. Please go to mugclubforever.com. Mugclubforever.com. Bring it up full screen there, Toolman. Mugclubforever.com. We don't want to lose touch with you. Have some major announcements coming forward. The leash is off completely. I don't give a rat's ass how much this offends somebody. Oh, don't you feel like you should? Yeah. No. I'm out of compassion to give. The second you sexualize kids, that's it. You're an enemy. Renounce it. Has he renounced it? He
hasn't renounced it yet, right? Oh. And by the way, you don't get to play the victim card when all that's been done, and by the way, CNN wanted to use harsher language than this, his campaign of criticism. He's critiquing his work.
CNN just had a producer who was what was the name of the producer? We just talked about that with some
every one of them.
Yes. No, that's Stelter's interns.
Oh, right.
And he's no longer there. Sorry, Harvard senior fellow interns. Who was the person at CNN just recently? They're undergoing.
It was one of the producers of Don Lemon's show.
Well, who could have guessed?
Yeah. Who would have ever? But criticism, his campaign of criticism. He's basically just saying, "Hey, I think you did a bad job of taking care of this one area while you're here." And by the way, here's your PhD thesis paper, which seems, he said it like this, it seems to advocate for underage gay sex.
Not even seems to. It just to suggest it should. Yeah.
He was being careful, and
Elon was.
You're right. A little bit on his wording, but he worded it just like that. But that's all we're talking about is I've done bad deeds. Now they're being brought to light, but because they're being brought to light, I'm now the victim. That's Yoel Roth right now.
Well, he believes that no good deed goes unsexed if it's a 15-year-old boy. Hey, Fauci right now is on CNN. Just so you know, we'll go back to all the other reasons. Hospitals across the United States overwhelmed. by flu, COVID, RSV cases. Don't you love how they just blended in? What happened to the ticker of COVID deaths? Now flu is listed first. Let's hear what the science has to say. Keep in mind, child sex offenders, right? Producers at CNN. We only know of the ones that we've caught. Let's see what he has to say.
To protect them, their family, and society. We have a vaccine for flu, and we're having a pretty bad and early flu season. If you look at the trajectory
if only people could have listened to Dr. Rob McCullough, who was banned from Twitter, from Facebook. Our episode taken down when we had him on before he went anywhere else, just to be clear. If only someone could have been saying, if you keep doing this, you're going to have a horrible flu season. If only someone knew it when Fauci was the science. You removed all of them.
Oh, was staying inside for so long bad for your immune system to not be out and with people? Oh, who knew?
Oh, it's a scientific thing. You don't understand.
I wouldn't have assumed that myself.
No, I know. It's
probably why I kept traveling as a germaphobe.
Don't concern yourself with our science things. Let's hear what he's saying.
The mask appropriately in an indoor setting. I'm
Shut
not
up.
talking about mandating anything. I'm talking about the common sense of when you go into a congregate setting, particularly when you have a lot of infection like that you think about the possibility of wearing a mask. And one of the somewhat encouraging things
somewhat encouraging?
that RSV, as bad as it is, particularly for young children
proven to not work.
The elderly, we have peaked there, it looks like, and it's starting to come down. So let's hope it continues to have a trajectory downward.
This is the problem. This is the problem with having hall monitors run your country. Look, there's some risk in life, and at a certain point, you accept the risk. No one here is saying that COVID wasn't real. No one here is saying that COVID was not significantly more lethal to certain demographics than the standard flu, particularly the elderly and the immune compromised. Yeah. No one here is saying that. We are just saying that people had the right to make informed decisions. They had the right to hear from Dr. Rob McCullough just as much as Elon Musk. They had the right to hear from those practicing physicians in Los Angeles and in Florida when those videos were removed from all of social media, because part of what they were shouting from the rooftops is exactly what's happening now. Do you see the problem with limiting speech? Do you see it? It comes back to bite you every single time. Okay, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, the CNN producer you were asking about before was John Griffin from Chris Cuomo's old show. He allegedly led a perverted double life where he was part of a sordid BDSM ring that included a child, a 9-year-old girl.
Jeez. And
so it was Chris Cuomo who also led a perverted double life.
Yeah. Well, he just smacked his secretary in the butt or something.
Is that what
maybe he didn't. The point is, BDSM with a 9-year-old girl, allegedly. If it becomes not allegedly, let me ask you this. Comment below. If someone was part of an underground sex ring, right, with a 9-year-old girl, this is a question. I want you to comment below. There is strength in numbers. And by the way, let's keep it. Let's keep it. I don't want to say civil. Let's just not make it any more filthy or aggressive than it needs to be. I want you to comment below. I want you to comment below. Genuinely here. If it's no longer allegedly, 9-year-old girl. That's what you said, Token Allen?
Yep.
9-year-old girl, BDSM sex ring. If it no longer becomes allegedly, meaning found guilty, death penalty. Would you support that? If it no longer is allegedly, legally is what I'm asking you. What do you think about people who sexually abuse 9-year-old girls or boys? If you're not willing to die on this hill, I pray to God that you don't have kids. Anyway, we go back to this Roth, who is an absolute piece of shit. So, thank you. We'll get this back on track. Here's reason number 2. So, the guy who supports pedophilia, the guy who met with U.S. intelligence agencies, by the way, the CIA, remember how much child porn they found on those computers? We covered that later. Yeah. Not saying there's some secret cabal of everyone who's a pedophile.
Fun commercial.
Yeah, we did. What I'm saying is there are enough pedophiles and enough people who don't have a problem with pedophilia and child sex trafficking who could do something about it. In other words, here's the problem. It's not that someone is that is a problem. I shouldn't say it's not that. That is a problem, just to be clear. Yeah. It's always a problem. Problem. Someone says, not a problem. No, problem if you're a pedophile. But the real problem, the more significant problem, I want to choose my words very carefully here because I wouldn't want to offend pedophiles. The real problem, beyond people being pedophiles or advocating for it, is people at intelligence agencies who could stop it. For example, Larry Nassar. It's people at intelligence agencies who are tasked with keeping you safe and you are told to trust. It's people in charge of departments like Twitter, trust, and safety who are advocating for it. So in other words, pedophilia, right? It's a very small percentage of the population. but you only need a few of those people in positions of power for it to have catastrophic results, like child porn proliferating across Twitter. Oh, and the intelligence agencies don't do anything about it. You think Chris Cuomo was going to cover this? You think his producer was going to put that into his prep document? This brings us to reason number 2. Oh, we already hit it. Reason number 2. Roth, so this is pedophile to begin with. He was also the person in charge of censoring Hunter Biden laptop story, which I don't know if you know, involved sex with a minor. Sexting with a niece with a minor. That softens the blow.
Niece's feet.
Yeah,
sure.
something like that. So this is what he said about the story, Mr. Roth. Given the severe risks here and lessons of 2016, we're erring on the side of including a warning and preventing the content from being amplified. Okay, you did that with Hunter Biden, and by the way, it was the U.S. intelligence agencies who told you that it was some kind of a Russian hoax, right? Russian disinformation campaign and hoax. But I understand that you want to err on the side of safety. That's your job. Including a warning preventing the content from being amplified.
Which is a fun word for, being told about.
Right. Yes,
or
exactly.
Spoke about or letting people know.
But here's the thing. He's doing it for safety. Hey, so preventing it from being amplified, preventing it from being shared.
Yeah.
How about child porn? How about child porn? Oh, no, wait. If we bring it up, it's a threat. And then CNN talks about what a victim you are, that other people are mad, that you didn't put the same labels or do your job to protect children. I say this as if you are a dad and you are not furious, and look, we do a lot of stuff here and I'm not on board with the rage porn. I am absolutely furious. I am absolutely filled with rage that this was going on. And I'm even more angry that we don't know what's going on at Google, at YouTube, at Facebook, and Instagram, that we don't know. We just know what we see. We know that we see content that isn't age restricted, which borders or is outright pornography. Are there people in charge, like we now know at Twitter and the FBI and the DHS, who are saying, that's okay, spend your time throttling the Hunter laptop story? It's the only instance, ironically, where some form of underage pornography might have actually been throttled. So, hey, you were accidentally less of a piece of shit, Roth.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.